Hey everybody, I'm back. I just wanted to do a quick video this week because I'm going to be leaving out of town for Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. I did an interview with my neurologist a few months ago, Dr. Lee, and I wanted to make sure to get this interview out because it was very important to me because I'm trying to break the thing where people think that epilepsy is only grand mal seizures like you see on TV, but actually seizures are not just grand mals, but there are like tons of other types of seizures, which I'll go into more detail in my next video or the one after that. I used to have a lot of grand mal seizures, but they're covered by my medication except for in my sleep. But the thing is they're so unpredictable. I've gone a few years without one and then had one, so you never know. But the types of seizures I have are, partial to my temporal lobe. So a lot of things happen to where I'm, you know, gone for a second and I'll be having a conversation with somebody and then all of a sudden I won't realize, but I'll be talking about something completely different because I was gone for a few seconds and didn't know it. And my eyes will roll, and then people used to make fun of me when I was younger because they'd think I was rolling my eyes at them, or they'd be like, gosh, she can't hold a conversation. And it's embarrassing. It makes you kind of socially awkward. So I just want to break the whole misconception that, epilepsy is full of other types of seizures. So I went to Dr. Lee, and you guys know I love you because this was really early in the morning when I went to see him. And let's just say I was really tired, but it was worth that much to me. I'm just being silly, but I'm being honest at the same time. Everybody have a Merry Christmas and a seizure-free Christmas.
Hi, I'm here with Dr. Richard Lee. He's my neurologist here at INI. I'm just going to ask him a question or so. Nice to meet you. I'm trying to break the common misconception about epilepsy being only these scary grand mal seizures and give people the knowledge that seizures come in many forms, whether you're unconscious or conscious, and try to let people know that, it's not just one form.
Sure. Okay. Well, yes, epilepsy and seizures can show up in different ways. It's related to sort of a short circuit in the brain tissue, and it can be a very small area, and or it can be a whole brain. If it's just a small area, then there may be just twitching or jerky movements of one area of the body. It can be half of the face. It can be one hand that twitches in a rapid manner. It can have to do with speech. It's how someone talks, or what they can say, and what they can say clearly. So there's a whole series of possibilities. The generalized grand mal seizure, which is what people talk about a good deal, has to do with a wide firing of the short circuit in the brain, causing everything to stop working. People become unconscious. Their breathing is modified. All four arms and legs can jerk at the same time. All parts of the body can be affected. So it can happen either way. And sometimes it can be very mild. It can be just numbness of a hand, that type of thing. So sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to try to prove and document that this activity is actually a focal seizure. There are some other things that can sometimes be a little bit confused. Occasionally, when the circulation to the brain is affected, which is often called a TIA, that means that there's a decrease in blood flow to a part of the brain, and that can sometimes be a little bit like a seizure. And so sometimes you can tell by watching it or just explaining what happens. Other times they even do monitoring for patients to have overnight 24-hour EEG type monitor to see what goes on in the brain and also what goes on as far as body parts. So that can sometimes help clarify that.
So is it kind of like, I was studying my EEG when I was here last time. I got a copy, and it said that my right temporal lobe and my left temporal lobe had sharp
Waves.
sharp waves. So is it like when I was having my grand mal before you put me on the medications, is it when it spreads, but when it's localized, it's just the smaller ones, emotional,
Yes.
Focal, everything that messes with
Right.
me.
Or even with that little sharp wave focus that you see on a conventional EEG, that can just happen, and a person may not have any symptoms until it spreads more widely.
So it just kind of stays in its area. And,
Right.
because it's hard to explain, because I hate when people I'll have little seizures,
sure.
and then you tell somebody, oh, I'm having seizures, I need to go sit down or something, and they'll be like, you're not having a seizure?
Right.
And that drives me nuts. So that's kind of why I'm doing this documentary.
Yeah. So it's and it can go either way, and if you monitor somebody and you see the little sharp waves, they may be perfectly awake and normal and able to communicate.
Yeah, and I try to tell people that, because it's like, I'm feeling things,
Right.
but I seem normal.
Right.
Well, some people will notice, because they'll notice my eyes will be moving, like if they're actually paying attention. But most people don't think about that stuff. And that's why I'm so glad that you're taking time out to kind of show it to the doctor rather than me just saying it.
As you say, a lot of people just think of grand mal epilepsy or
because the movies dramatize it.
Jerking and twitching.
And they're very scary. I
sure.
always hated having those, but the other ones are hard too, because it's hard to function through life.
Right.
Sometimes when the emotional part of it, and you're trying to have your normal daily routine, and
Could be a problem.
things happen, and your sleep's horrible, and just
Right.
But you've done a really good job getting me to where I'm at now. And I did tell everybody on there my first story about when I first called you. Like, I was so sick. I was taking some medication that I was allergic to, or something that someone else gave me. And I told everybody that you saved my life. Like, if it wasn't for you 13 years ago, I probably would be dead, because nobody was really helping me, because they didn't take the time to do an EEG or know that I had epilepsy when I was a child and think, oh, maybe I should probably treat this. And nobody wanted to treat it. And you came, and I remember you put me and admitted me a few times. It took a while to get there and get level on the medications. And I know right now we still have, adjustments, but I do go longer periods of times where I'm having better periods of times. And I just want everybody to know that you're awesome, and that I thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome.
And you're the best doctor, best neurologist out there. I'm going to give you a hug.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
One more quick thing I just wanted to add real quick. If Kathy is watching this, I just want to tell you sorry for having a seizure on you in high school. In biology, I really was not trying to get out of dissecting that cat that day, I promise. So if you're watching, I'm sorry, babe.